Hello, this is Level With Me. This is my show where I play through games and talk about what I think is going on with the level design. And this is the first stream of 2019. It's been a while. I'm sorry, just had a lot of shit to do and stuff. Still, school is starting up, so have to handle a bunch of classes, but we'll get back in the saddle here. We are currently in the middle of NaissanceE, if you're joining us for the first time and haven't seen the previous weeks. NaissanceE has a very cult classic kind of reputation among game developers, and especially level designers, where it's very like avant-garde. It does a lot of special things, and it kind of defies categorization because on one hand, it's kind of this walking sim kind of thing where you're just walking around and doing moody things, and it's also really difficult masocore kind of platformer. So it's very interesting how it combines these two sensibilities. Let's get back into it and see how much I remember, if anything. So just came back from, I think the level before was a really difficult platforming section with a lot of traps and hazards. So now the game is kind of, I think, going back into relaxation mode. And here you can see it's also signaling a lot of these things, right? It's a very bare kind of room we're starting in here. So that's the game saying, okay, now's some time to relax. Well, maybe, I guess we'll see. Or maybe it's called Deeper into Madness, and maybe that's not good. Oh, this is interesting. So this is a recreation of the first level. The very beginning of NaissanceE begins like this, where we fall down a shaft and land on this cracked concrete slab right here. So this game is making a kind of like looping kind of gesture right here and reminding us how we started. Keep going forward, see what happens. Oh my god, it's looping the beginning all over again. Oh my god. Well, let's keep going and see what happens. Yeah, and as Tinkelp notes in the chat, the music is very odd. It's very discordant and stuff. Oh no, I'm back here again. So we're supposed to very much feel that something is off here. Although it's subtly changing each time, right? Notice how with each loop, the way we're looping back is slightly different. This time it's a narrow stairwell descending, and I haven't seen that before. So even though we're looping, the game is still, and the level design are still communicating some kind of progress in between these loops. So it feels still very like intentional, like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, and now the game is speeding up. Did I do that? Did I leave a cheat code enabled? I don't even remember. I feel like the music is speeding up too. I kind of like this. Oh, and now the room is twisting. These are kind of gestures we only really saw in Thief. If you watch the Thief Gold playthroughs I did on this stream, you'll see that most games usually don't do this kind of like off-kilter, stuff is going wrong kind of stuff. I guess Thief predates this though. But here we see that continuing, the architecture being off-angle and off-kilter to communicate. Oh my god. And I'm just falling into this shaft. Oh, now we're slowing down, and the sound design is going with it. That's pretty nice. In the chat, Trundlespot asks, does this predate the Stanley Parable? And I believe it might. I think this This was from around 2009, and I believe Stanley Parable is more 2011. At least the first prototype of Stanley Parable was. So, I mean, there's no shame in that. This mod and game kind of predates a lot of avant-garde level design stuff. I think it technically even predates a lot of the stuff I've done, too. Although I never played it before. This is my first playthrough, so... Oh my god, I just fell down a hole. One thing I've liked that NaissanceE does a lot is it'll often plunge you into super deep darkness and where you're not really sure where to go, and then there'll be a very subtle gradient off in the distance, just like the faintest smudge of something right in the middle of the screen, and then you'll be like, oh, okay, there's a room, that's where I should go. And I think that's like a very subtle use of lighting there. Ooh, and I like this horizontal cut on this wall. This is pretty nice. Very echoey DSP effects with the sounds and footsteps. Wow, really interesting. I'm super overwhelmed with what I'm supposed to do now. So before it was just super linear. That was just 2 or 3 minutes of a very linear sequence where I'm just going down a hallway, going the only way I can. And now suddenly I'm being offered whether I should go this way or down here, or should I go that way or that way or that way. So really nice contrast of different choices and linearity. A lot of people argue that linearity in level design is just a bad thing you should always avoid, but I don't think that's not a very subtle argument. I think it's much better to say linearity totally has its place and you should alternate it with something that isn't linear so that you get the full effect of something that's linear and something that's not. You know, when you have something linear, that's evoking this kind of very direct conviction, perhaps. But when you have something that's non-linear, that the player usually has to slow down and think more. So they both evoke two different moods that are both very important and valid to express, I think. This should look kind of like a very familiar device to Stanley Parable players, where there's just a room with 2 doors and you have to choose. Although this door is very brightly lit and the light is just flooding the entire room. And it's a very sharp projector light, it looks like. I can tell because there's this weird shadow acne right here, and this stippling effect right here. You usually don't get that effect with real-time shadows. Light-mapped shadows would blur out those artifacts. So to me, that shows that they really cared about the sharpness of this line right here. They didn't want to like blur it or anything. They didn't want it to be too like blurry or muddy. They wanted it to be a very sharp, decisive line right there. So it's almost like this very striking graphic design contrasty effect. And then there's also this dark door, which I think most players would recognize. Oh, you're not really supposed to like go in there, right? You're not really supposed to. That's dark. You don't even know what's supposed to be in there. And as players, we usually follow lit areas or go into lit doorways. So here, it'd be really hard for me to decide what most players would do. I think most gamers would go to the dark door on purpose because they know that's not supposed to be the critical path, but they want to see what happens. So I'm gonna do that. I feel like the game forced me into the lit path anyway. That's not nice. Oh my god. Okay, here's where the strobing comes in. If you are photosensitive, you should maybe not watch this part of the stream because I think might be a lot of strobing in this part. So be aware of that. Oh my god, a lot of flickering. Is this supposed to look like this? Wow. Super interesting. Playing a lot with negative space. There's almost like negative shadows going on. Oh, I think I just died. I think I was not supposed to fall in there. Oh my god, after we do all that over again? Or maybe that was a trap. Maybe I was not supposed to go in that dark room. Let's get back to where we were. Oh, notice that with all these non-linear paths, though, they all just kind of feed into the same place, it seems. You always have to go into this crouched crawl space here. In the chat, Toasty Toasty asks, is this term about shadow acne or something, is that something I made up, or is that a real term? I believe that's a real term. I don't think I'm clever enough to come up with that. Maybe there's a more technical term for it, but I've always heard it called shadow acne. Any kind of real-time projected shadow artifact. Okay, I'll try the lit door. Maybe the dark door is not so good. Oh, so that's like a branching choice here, it seems. Like we could choose between them. Again, warning for people, if you know you are photosensitive, you should not watch this part, because it seems like there's a lot of flickering right here. Should I go down there? Is that safe? Is that another death pit? I feel like that's another death pit. Ooh, it's really hard for me. I mean, this is super interesting and experimental, but also super inaccessible to a lot of people. So I don't know how I feel about this. Very mixed feelings, I think. Is this like a platforming section? Am I supposed to jump somewhere? I think that's a floor, or is that... Okay. That looks like a death pit. Maybe I should avoid that. Gosh, this is kind of a precursor also maybe to like Unfinished Swan, other first-person games that play with like selective revealing of the environment like this. Oh my god. Oof, okay. I think I'm going the right way, or am I going in circles? I have no idea. So now I know why it loaded me back all the way, because you could choose between majority white background or majority black background. I think I prefer majority black background personally. Okay. Let's see. I think I'm supposed to go this way. I just don't want to fall down again. That'll just be a huge bummer. Oh, and then there's a constant. Ooh, so I do like that, how I just walked through this very flickery area, and now I can see some a constant little patch of light in the distance. And if you're photosensitive, I think it's okay now. Oh, I'm hearing severe emergency alerts on my phone. If you are not in the US, you might not know, or in Canada or North America, you might not know that there's currently a polar vortex sweeping our continent. And it's going to be very, very cold around here for a while. Although I'm in New York, it's not so bad. Oh, wow. Okay, this is really pretty. I feel like also this is a callback to previous parts of NaissanceE, specifically maybe like Chapter 2 or the half of Chapter 1, where we drop out of this shaft into this pretty big, narrow, like, cityscape, canyon kind of thing. Reminds me a lot of that, I think. Maybe I'll go over here. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, super interesting effect. Wow, I really liked this. So that seems like it's the correct door, right? But it's not super apparent, right? If I'm just glancing around, it's really easy to miss that this is actually a hallway and not just a wall being subtly lit like that. That's a really nice effect. I think that's something that AAA has lost a lot in contemporary level design. AAA is very copy and paste averse. They want everything to look very hand-done. Everything's supposed to look very like different and handcrafted, and that means expensive and asymmetrical. But there's a lot of power in symmetry. Symmetry kind of stimulates these like pattern recognition parts of our brain, I think. And to me, this was like a mini like perception puzzle where I wasn't really sure where to go at first until I realized that this was like a false wall of sorts. Interesting to have the room on the ceiling to have this little corner nook up here. I would not have done that. To me, that doesn't make sense why you would have that up there, because the player can't walk up there. The player isn't really going to look up there. Why would you waste like resources or space on that little corner nook? That's pretty interesting to me. I'm not sure why that's there. Again, in another one of these pitch dark segments where we just see a little bit of light to guide us. And now the game's playing with that very explicitly, where there's a scripted trigger, and every time I walk into the spotlight right here, the next spotlight toggles on. Oh, and it's our good friend, the white cube. Let's touch the white cube. Oh! Oh my. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at all this cube spew. Real nice stuff here. This is something more like a tech demo kind of thing you would see from most like game developers these days. Like, I've made particle systems like this, but I probably never would have thought to actually put it in a game. I would have... It's almost like a debug view, really. It looks like I'm standing on some kind of invisible platform. It's not corresponding to the geometry of these funnels or tornadoes or anything, so that's kind of weird and confusing. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to walk into this vortex? No. I don't really know how I descend. Am I descending? I can't tell. I feel like there's an invisible floor. That's pretty unusual in games. Oh, people are saying I have to crouch, maybe? I'm just gonna try crouching. I don't think I'm descending. I think I'm just walking slower. An invisible floor in a game. We all know invisible walls, but invisible floors are super interesting. Oh, looks like there's a platform. Oh, and then now here's the stairs. Okay, that's really cool. So I can only see the stairs in the negative space of occluding those particles. That's super interesting. Oh. And then it teleported me into this room. The sound is really nice. Very evocative. And now we've seen this slat pattern a lot. This is them showing off UDK's real-time shadows, which in 2009 are still fairly novel, right? We only see real-time shadows in game engines in maybe 2003 with Thief Deadly Shadows, or Doom 3 in 2004. So playing with this cascade of shadows is pretty nice, and maybe we've forgotten the magic of shadow play in a sense. I don't know where I'm supposed to go though. Oh. Okay, it teleported me over there. I'm gonna go through here. Oh wow. I have to like boop these blocks like Mario style? No, that doesn't seem to be doing anything. Oh man, I really like, wow, how they emphasize these shadows. Is there like a door hidden in these shadows? That would have been cool. Oh my god, there is! I totally predicted the puzzle. That's really nice. So that's also like that's an extension of that puzzle we saw earlier, right? Where there was a door hidden in the alcove and we didn't really see it. Here we see that again. And that's like level design, right? That's a very natural level design thing to do, where you like create a kind of structure and then you keep continuing that structure and play with it. And do like, and like riff off of it and try different things. Oh my god. Okay, so one thing I don't like about this sequence, as really pretty and cool as all these sequences are, like that's real nice. There's not much continuity. It feels like a bunch of random, like they just made a bunch of random rooms and they're teleporting us between these tech demo rooms, which is cool, but it's also kind of lazy. I think I would have preferred something with more flow, something that wasn't so abrupt, I think. God rays are also a pretty new effect, I think, for this era of game engines, so nice use of that. Oh, did I like unlock something? Oh my god. Now it's like swarming around me. I don't know what to do. Did I activate something? Maybe I activated something by touching it. It's pretty smart to separate these little dioramas here, because with real-time lights, you usually want to space them out far apart. Yeah, it seems I have to touch the cube to activate each one. You want to space them out because, especially in Unreal really doesn't like it when you have more than one dynamic light shining on something. So it's pretty smart and optimal and efficient to separate your lights out to different areas so that their radiuses don't overlap. Oh, can I touch this cube? Oh, it's really hard to get into this cube. I feel like I'm just swirling around it and I can't get in. I'm like being spun around, I feel like. Oh my god, it's so... I'm getting dizzy. I can't access this cube. All these other cubes are in the way. Ah. And I feel like it's spinning me, right? I'm like standing on, or it's just an optical illusion that I think I'm being spun. God, that's wild. Oh, there it is. Just need to touch it though. Ugh. Okay, there, I touched it. That's a nice movement puzzle. Oh wow, okay, so I activated all 3 artifacts. Reminds me of a very good game. If you like NaissanceE, you should definitely like, you should definitely play Activate the 3 Artifacts and Then Leave by Stephen Lavelle. Kind of reminds me of this. They're like spatial perception movement puzzles. Okay, so I activated all 3. Now the central cube is activated. This is a really nice palette cleanser from all the platforming we had to do before. Oh. This is back to the vortex room that we were just in a while ago. But I don't know why it's sent me back. Oh. Because now that chamber is now lit. So maybe we have to do the corresponding thing over here. Because they're establishing a pattern of symmetry, right? There's one lit door there and one lit door here. There's one lit door up there. So now the missing pattern should be up here. And I think I'm correct. It looks like there's some shadowy stairs hiding here. How do I get in though? Okay, now I'm here. So now we have to solve and unlock this chamber. Oh man, ooh, oh that's really trippy. Nice use of materials. This is like a water shader. Or is this tessellation? This looks like real-time tessellation. Wow, I didn't know you could do this in Unreal UDK. Wow. Oh man, oh, this is really scary. Oh, this is so good. That's like maybe one of the first artistic uses of tessellated spaces that I've seen. Really nice. That reminds me of like non-Newtonian fluids on YouTube. Just Google non-Newtonian fluids. You'll like it. And now I'm stuck in this very dark room. The sound is different based on... Okay. Wait. Uh-oh. Where am I? I can hear something, and it's a positional audio. Oh, jeez. And I just have to follow this invisible light source. Oh, wow, this is really clever use of an invisible light source, too. God. Oh, no. I'm losing it. Wait, where is it going? Again, this is like violating a core tenet of lighting design in games, which is that you're always supposed to have a visible light fixture for your light source. Oh man. I don't know what else to do other than follow this invisible ball of light. Because... And I'm scared of getting left behind, too. Am I supposed to go through this door? Is this where I started? Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Oh. Oh, wait, no. I think that was the right thing. Good. Okay, let's keep going. In the chat, Trundlespot asks, what's the difference between tessellated surfaces and normals? Yeah, normal map won't actually like occlude anything or modify the actual geometry of a surface. Meanwhile, a tessellated surface will actually add like geometry sticking out and will actually like block your line of sight. So usually normal maps are very bad at grazing angles, but tessellated surfaces look really cool at grazing angles, and usually use it in games for like cobblestones or something. And I think I'm trapped in this room now. What do I do? Yeah, I'm supposed to touch these lights. So the last time we were trapped... Oh, okay. Oh, okay. There's something in the distance. Ooh, fuzzy noise effect. Interesting. Man, blurry particles. Maybe we should do more depth of field in games. I don't know. It is really nice, the effect of like blurred stuff in the distance. But on the other hand, it's kind of annoying to have everything so blurry. Jury's still out on that. Oh no, is this a platforming challenge? Oh my god, just kill me right now. Oh my god, no. I do not want a platform on this, please. Please. Oh, the platforms stop as soon as I land on them? Is that what's happening? That's kind of interesting. Maybe I'll forgive this. Or maybe they keep going? I have no idea what's going on. It's also a low gravity kind of effect going on right now. Oh jeez, no! Ugh, crap. I might have to turn on the fly mode for this. Sorry, everyone. I don't know about this. So it's spinning this way, so actually I should be jumping the opposite direction, right? I shouldn't be jumping this way, because that just means the platform will spin away from me. So it'd be better, or actually to jump between these alternating rings. It's really hard to read these rings because it's so blurry and it's so dark. Oh, man. Oh, I should have jumped on that. Lost my chance. Maybe I can jump on this thing? Okay. I don't think that helped me, though. Maybe I'll jump on that thing. I guess I have to get to the top somewhere, somehow. I just don't know really where my goal is. Oh, I guess that glowing light, I have to touch it, probably, as I have in the previous rooms. I don't know how I'm gonna get up there. Oh, I only have enough height to reach that block. I think the platforms are also oscillating in height as well, which is what makes it... Oh, wait, I could have jumped to it from here? Wait, I think that cube is also rotating? Like, that is also spinning around and varying its height? Okay. So there's no even real way to, like, progress here. Okay, wait, I need to touch this cube. Wait, I jumped too early! Oh no! Oh no! So close! Oh my god, wait. Can I catch up to it? Oh my god. No, let me on, please. Oh my god. Oh, wait, where did the gold cube go? I think I'm stuck. Oh, okay, I touched it. Oh, phew, okay. Okay, so that's the 4th chamber that's been activated here. So now maybe it'll let me progress, and yeah, sure enough, it's revealing this part of the room now. Is it gonna reveal this part of the room now? What do I do with this? Yeah, so it lit up this part to signal that now I should go in this chamber now. Because that makes sense, right? It's the only side of this room that hasn't been revealed now. But it seems like it's not... Maybe I got that wrong. Maybe it means I'm supposed to go in here instead. Ooh. Okay, this is a good use of teleportation, I think. Or I feel like I'm being teleported, at least. I don't know why. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is scary. What's happening? Oh, that's super interesting. So it was spacing out the distance between the doors. And then as I got used to it being longer and longer with that rhythm, it started speeding it up. Oh, that's real nice. I don't know where to go now. It's totally dark. Can't... Oh! See something over there. Now we're back in this hallway. Not super interesting, this hallway, but... this subtle curve with the hallway slightly curving to the right feels sophisticated. but the hallway like cross section design itself is like very video gamey in a kind of like boring way. I think a lot of video games will have wall sections and then have a lot of columns or pilasters or something to break up the wall sections, because they're often a module workflow, which is each wall section is a separate model. So then you need the columns there to cover the seam between the two wall modules. I just noticed my green screen setup isn't the best. Wait, let me set this up. Yeah, I need to set up this green screen. Hold on. I had to recreate all my OBS settings, so it's a little bit annoying. I want full immersion, right? Okay, is that better? Hopefully that's better. We'll see. Okay, let's get back to the game. Sorry about that. Oh, we should maybe save? Oh, it won't let me save. That's okay. Okay, let's keep going. Oh. That was weird. It just suddenly cut me off and then teleported? Okay. Oh, now this is called Interlude. Ooh, this is really nice. In a very like warm orangish fog that we haven't seen that in this so far. It's pretty unusual. Usually they like more cooler colors for their fog in this game. But just look at that. I really like round arches. Oh my god. Something going on in the distance. But you know, just let's take a second to admire this view. Really tall, monolithic, round arches. I think to me are just... They convey like... I don't really like classical architecture that much, but you know, it has its place, and it's really interesting to alternate it with very like mechanical modernist forms. Like this feels like some kind of like sci-fi bevelly kind of corridor or something, especially with these angular A-frame kind of doors. And then we come here, and then this is a very like this is a very big contrast in architectural styles and sensibilities. Feels very postmodern in that sense. Also with these sewer grates, I think I don't like these sewer grates because there's just so much polygon detail on them that they clash too much with the rest of this stuff. So then it makes me want to go up to them and look at them more because they're so detailed. It looks like the hero prop in this entire scene. But then when you go up, you're like, oh wait, no, it's just a sewer grate. Who cares? So then I feel kind of silly for even walking up to that to examine that. Keep going over here. Oh wow, look at that. So now we're opening up into this giant, huge Death Star Canyon kind of... Oh man, that looks dangerous. Maybe that's dangerous? I don't know. But all the glittering lights in the distance, really great. Good, strong work here. Well, I guess I'm gonna run across and take my chances. This is also evoking maybe level 5 or chapter 5 of this game, where we were kind of running through this whole cityscape. And we could see far off in the distance like this. We can see little lit alcoves off in the distance, like right there in the center of my screen. Traditionally, you do that in a video game to signal that the player's going to go there. But this game also NaissanceE kind of plays tricks with you. It lights things off in the distance sometimes as if you're going to go there, and then you don't actually end up there. But maybe we will end up there, because it seems like there's a lot of structure built up over there. Oh yes, in the chat, the fancy industry technical term for all these surface details are greebles, and I think it comes from, I think, Industrial Light and Magic when they were working on Star Wars, or maybe before then, I think, actually, where, you know, it describes the surface of a Star Destroyer, basically, where you have just all this crap on top. And it's just there to, like, evoke detail without actually requiring you to focus on it. Oh, should I jump through there? No. They're really making a use of their modular pipe and sewer kit. But this is also kind of a montage of all the previous scenes we've been playing throughout this game. So this evokes the chapter we were just playing like a month or two ago, where there was a lot of wind tunnel sewer action. I think I have to go this way. Oh, should I go in here or go up those stairs? Nah, it seems like there's nothing here. I think I can see faint stairs. I'm gonna keep going. Maybe fall to my death. It's hard to keep walking in a straight line. I can just barely make out the shape of some stairs. It's kind of scary. It's almost easier to turn around and look behind me to make sure I'm walking on these stairs. Oh wait. Am I still walking? Am I still lined up? I don't want to fall off the edge of these stairs. So I'm walking backwards right now up the stairs, but I don't think that's gonna serve me well. Oh god, I'm just barely squinting at these stairs in the darkness and hoping I don't fall off. I mean, I'll turn up the gamma a little bit maybe so you can see a little bit better. Ooh, I like this very long staircase. Oh no, the increased gamma is messing up my green screen. Oh well, sorry. Okay, no, here's my critique of the breathing system in this game. So, if you run and then you don't click every time you see that circle, that means you're not taking breaths, and then the game is gonna say you're suffocating. But if you stop, like, I want to be able to click to take extra breaths if I'm not running. Like, I feel like if you're gonna simulate breathing to that extent, you should also let us breathe when we're not running. That makes any sense? Like, it's weird that I can only breathe while running, but if I'm not running, then I can't breathe. I don't think that makes a lot of sense. This very long stairwell is in a long tradition of very long sequences in games. So, for instance, oh, there's something up there. It's creepy. So, for example, Metal Gear Solid 3. There's a very famous part where you have to climb a ladder for 3 solid minutes. I would situate this stairwell within that tradition. Okay, I'm gonna turn the gamma back down just so it looks a little bit nicer. Oh. Oh, I really don't like that. Why couldn't they do a continuous level transition? That's kind of weird. Not really a fan of that. Endless dive. Okay, did it save? Because I think I have to stop here, unfortunately. Yeah, I think it's saved just now. Yeah, I have to stop right now because I have to teach in 20 or 30 minutes. So let's just stop here. I think we covered 2 solid chunks of NaissanceE in the meantime. So hopefully that'll tide you over until next week. In the meantime, thanks for hanging out for this not quite an hour long stream. Or if you're watching the VOD, thanks for watching the VOD. Or VOD. I don't know how people say it out loud. Oh my god, it's really snowing outside. That's really scary. Anyway, stay warm, stay safe, and see y'all next week. Remember, new time for 2019 is 2 to 3 ish, or around that time, usually every Wednesday, and that's the new schedule. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, and see you later. Yeah, stay warm, stay safe. Peace out.